So I found another gorgeous boondocking spot here. This is, especially in the Southwest, one of the things that I've noticed is some of the quietest, most remote boondocking spots are the ones in between places. This is in between Blythe, California, Quartzsite, Arizona, Baker, Arizona, Baker? No, not Baker. Parker, Arizona, and Needles. And the closest town is Vital Junction, which is, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 miles away. And it has no, its big thing is the California Agricultural Station, you know, where you have to claim all your agricultural goods when you're crossing into California, so that they, you know, they want to make sure you're not bringing any dangerous pests into California that could wreck the agriculture, since California is a huge agricultural state, and I don't know if you know this, provides much of the produce of the country. So there's a agricultural checkpoint there, there's a gas station, there's a restaurant. I think that's about it. It's one little corner of stuff, and it's really the throughway. It's the one checkpoint when you're going south from Needles, so I'm also really close to Needles. So it's an interesting area. It's beautiful. I've been out here a couple times now. I've been out here for a few days this time, and I rarely ever see another person, which is really nice. You know, I really enjoy that. Keeping an eye on Sadie. She just came out for the first time. And some interesting history about the area, though, in addition to being beautiful. And the Whipple Mountain wilderness area is really close by, and there's some beautiful camping there as well. So that's another thing, you know, camp next to a place that has advertised camping. Everybody goes to the advertised camping. I'm really close to the Colorado River, actually not too far from Lake Havasu either. I think maybe 40 or 50 miles from Lake Havasu and the Colorado River. And there's never really been, from what I can tell, a whole lot going on here. There are some mining claims out here I've seen. Not sure what they mine, gold or silver, I'm not sure. But in 1973, they decided that this would be a good place for nuclear power plant. So there was an aqueduct built, which I think feeds the nuclear power plant in, I think in Tonopah. I'm not sure. But all I saw was that in 1973, they decided that this would be a good, the power companies decided that this would be a good place, good area to designate for nuclear power. But there are no nuclear power plants right here. The closest one is Tonopah. There are some other power plants in the area, of course, the Colorado River being the main water source that flows through southern Arizona, so, and feeds Lake Havasu. So it's a beautiful area. I enjoy being here. It's quiet. It's not bad at all. Gorgeous views too.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to mind your own.
So I am in the Sonoran Desert in San Bernardino County, California. So if you ever wondered what the Sonoran Desert looks like, a lot of it, everything, a lot of what you see down here is the Sonoran Desert. So in 1973, an area near Vital Junction and the Colorado River Aqueduct was designated as the preferred nuclear power site. Hi, Sadie girl. Hi, Sadie girl. Viewers ask me all the time, why do I spend so much time in the desert? And really, I started coming here because this is where snowbirds go, because the weather is the best in the winter months. It's driest, no bugs, And rather than living in the snow and the cold and the rain in other parts of the country, we choose to come down here and spend the winters in a temperate climate. A lot of people think the desert's ugly. I disagree. I think there's a lot of beauty in the desert. Sometimes you have to look for it. But I kind of believe you can find beauty anywhere if you're open to seeing it. I've been trying to get back on my intermittent fasting thing, not eating before 10 or 11 in the morning. I'm trying to fast for 15 to 16 hours a day. I was advised by my naturopath doctor to forget about that while I was recovering, so I'm trying to get back on track. So it's about 10 o'clock. Had my coffee, had a stroll around camp. One of my favorite breakfasts is oatmeal. Like to put some fruit in it. I don't have any berries, so I'll just put some leftover apple in it. I don't do quick oats. I do the traditional old-fashioned organic oats. And lately I've been buying steel cut oats and mixing them together. They're healthier. Little pumpkin pie spice. I have some pumpkin left over from something I made, so I'm going to throw that in there. Pumpkin is really good for the immune system, and since I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with my white blood cells, I'm trying to get as many healthy foods, whole foods, as I can. It's also really good in vitamin A. Going to throw in some chopped walnuts, also a really good antioxidant and source of omega-3 and really good healthy fat. I wash my dishes with as little water as possible and just plain white vinegar. I can make 42 gallons of water last me minimum of 10 days. If I really stretch it, sometimes up to 2 weeks. My goal is to stay out as long as possible. Sadie, come here. RV life started to feel a little too comfortable. So one of the ways I feel like I'm camping and not just living in a regular life is to brush my teeth outside. And it gives me another opportunity to be outside. And washing the windows. The desert wind and sand and dirt means a lot of window washing if I want to see outside clearly while I work. And I do. This is creosote. I think it's also called chaparral. This is one of the herbs I'm taking for my valley fever. Yep. As my naturopath says, it's amazing how the environment gives you what you need to deal with what the environment gives you. Does that make any sense? So this environment gave me valley fever, and it also has given me the plants that I need to recover from it. Creosote is one. And there's another one, desert willow, I'm taking. So these plants that I'm using, these herbs and tinctures and oils and stuff that I'm using to cure my valley fever, they aren't specifically, it's like, you know, Mother Nature didn't say, okay, I'm going to put fungus in the dirt and then give you a plant for that specific fungus. The creosote, which I think is also called chaparral, I think it was the creosote that was called chaparral, I think it's an antifungal. So the couple of herbs and things that I'm on, they're either antifungals or they are good for lung support. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, huh? It's amazing how people survived thousands of years without big farm. You know, and sure, there's a time and a place for big farm, but I don't know. If I can let the planet, the earth, heal me, then why not? I'd rather do that. Especially because the antifungal, you know, I mean, I take my migraine meds. I am working with my naturopath on trying to get to the root of my migraines finally after 30 years of dealing with migraines. But it would be nice to not have to take my Imitrex for migraines, because it really is starting to affect me. I'm starting to really feel the side effects of that, which are body aches and tiredness, and it's just weird how all of a sudden I'm really starting to notice the effect on my body. I think the cleaner you are, the less crap you put in your body, the more you feel crap you put in your body. And so I am trying to deal with that, but the antifungal for valley fever is extremely, I think I've mentioned this, it's really, really hard on your liver. That's kind of ironic, considering all the damage I've done to my liver probably over the years, with no concern. But it's a new chapter of my life, a new day, and I am concerned, especially as I get older. And if I don't have to do that, why? You know? Maybe use that as a last resort. I'm definitely feeling better, huh? I'm on a walk and I'm even taking you with me. I mean, kind of a walk. I do stroll around camp in the morning anyway, but the last couple of days I've actually felt like filming again. So yeah, it's a beautiful morning in the desert. Also testing out my vlogging camera's got a couple accessories for blocking the wind, so we'll see how it does on blocking the wind. You may not be able to hear any of this rambling. So there are some very obvious roads coming in here that cars, trucks, modern day cars and trucks take into here. But if you go up, I've walked around here. The last time I was up here, I did a lot more walking than I did this time. But if you walk up there, you can see very faint tracks, two-wheel tire tracks. A friend of mine told me that this dirt, this rocky foundation in the desert, when it gets wet, it gets very, very soft. And you might remember a couple years ago people getting stuck at the RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. But it gets really soft and people can get stuck. And a friend of mine told me that, and then once it dries up, it's like a mold. Whatever was there stays there forever. And a friend told me that you can actually see wagon tracks through some of the desert. I don't know that I've ever seen like thin wagon tracks, but there are some roads up there. I mean, very, very faint two-wheel, that there's no way a car or a truck, and they look too big for quad tracks. So I wonder who traveled through here on something with two wheels. Again, I've seen a lot of mining claims. They're usually a stick. There's one right over there. Can't see it from here, but they're usually a stick in the ground with a bottle with a mining claim inside attached to it, like a salt and pepper shaker. And so I wonder who was out here. And of course, Native Americans were in the area long before any of us, and nuclear power plant designations. Haven't seen any petroglyphs or anything out here. Haven't explored too much because I haven't been feeling that well this year, so I haven't done a lot of walking around and exploring. But I will someday. Someday I'll come back and do a little bit more. Maybe explore the Whipple Mountain area. It's supposed to be really gorgeous there. But it's fun to be out here alone and to think about who's been here before. Get away from the noise, distractions. There's a lot of fire pits up around there, old fire pits, very old fire pits. Rock piles and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. You can see all the black rock, which is usually volcanic. It looks volcanic. You see the black rock goes all the way up that hill. Pretty old, and it's too far up here for any cars to drive. And why would a car drive when you have all that flat space out there that modern day cars go? Old camps. Yeah, is this the, yep, this is the road, I think, that I see. Yeah, you can kind of see. You can barely see. Look. I don't know if you can see. Can you see? That's an old road. And yeah, and right next to that is an old fire pit. I didn't make that connection before because I just wander around. I probably wasn't paying attention. But there's a fire pit, and this is an old road. Can you see it? Can you see the two-wheel tracks? Oh, I see two sets. Look at that. You can see two sets. Where's my finger? One right there. One right there. Huh, kind of cool. Still wonky with my new camera. Look at that. The two tracks basically heading straight toward that pass. That's towards Needles and the mountain, Whipple Mountains. Cool, huh? You see those over there, the two bumps? That's a wilderness area. Sadie's on the hunt down there somewhere. So fun though, you gotta wonder who was here, who made that fire ring, how long ago, what were they doing out here, why are there two sets of tracks here? I imagine side-by-side wagons, you know how like you see in the Old West movies? I mean, sometimes they travel single file. Maybe this is a two-lane wagon road. Northbound, no, where am I? Yeah, northbound and southbound. So cool. Maybe that lady, you should look this up. Maybe that lady traveled here. That lady, there was a couple ladies in the 1920s who traveled through the Southwest alone. Maybe they traveled on this road. See how rocky this is? Look how, it's all rocks. So what the heck traveled on this? Look how rocky it is. By the way, have you ever wondered if you really have to claim your fruits and veggies when you're crossing over into California? So my experience has been, and especially most recently, I had just gotten groceries in Parker, Arizona, which was 10 miles away from the produce check station. And she said, do you have any fruits, vegetables, plants? And I said, just the produce that I bought at Safeway in Parker. And she's like, yeah, okay, fine. My understanding is that anything you buy in a major grocery store is fine, that they probably go through a process to make sure there are no critters on them that might be harmful, because they are usually transported, you know, from state to state, and then they're going to sit in a grocery store. So my understanding is that as long as they're in a grocery store, they're fine. But it's better just to tell them what you have, just to make sure, especially, like I said, California does provide much of the country's produce. And if an invasive bug gets in and kills everything, that will make produce more expensive if you're concerned about the cost aspect of it, which apparently a lot of people are. Just ask about the price of gas under Biden. So, yeah. But I've always wondered about that. Like, do I really need to tell them I have an orange in the refrigerator? But yeah, my understanding is as long as you buy it in a major grocery store, then you're fine. So far, that's been true for me. They've never inspected my fruits. All right, Sadie girl, come on, we gotta go. Yeah, what happened? I heard you crying. You didn't get it? You wanna get it? You wanna go? No. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on, good girl. Come on. Come. Yes, you're such a good girl. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Yeah, you're a good girl. You didn't get it. You look like you need some water. Come on. She hasn't caught anything in a while. You slowing down in your ripe old age of 1.5? No? All right. We got to pack up. Go. Yes, we do. Come on.